So I made the preemptive v0.2 guide about a month ago now. Only highlighted the basic elements of each character, like their abilities and how they're meant to be used. This time around, I want to hone in much more on an upcoming EXE. As you read from the title, I'm going over Colossus. I want to dive directly into how Colossus will perform against each survivor and how he can outplay them. I'm not going to waste your time regarding his abilities since you probably already know what they are. If you don't, then go check out the Double Trouble gameplay of mine in the description, or Sobi's Colossus gameplay. Both are linked. That was a long intro. Now let me shut up and get to my nerdy yapping. How about we kick off with some general tips? A good strategy against anyone you know who can't counter it in the moment is to hit someone with an M1 and then follow up with charge. If you manage to charge him into a wall, you'll down him. In short, that's 55 damage, plus 25 damage, plus another 25 damage. Another thing is the indicator. Just use it whenever you lose someone. It's not real taxing, so you don't gotta be afraid to use it. The last tip I'll give is regarding the exit. You still have a chance to do more hurt when it spawns. If you charge into a survivor, rather than plunge him into a wall, you can take them away from the ring and reset much of their progress. That setback will give you a lot more time to slaughter your prey. That's it for my tips. Now let's get into the individual survivors, starting off with Tails. Tails is probably going to be a non-issue for Colossus. His Animal Sense passive is completely useless against him since his terror radius is pretty loud. Tails will hear Colossus before his Animal Sense could even become useful to him. In short, it won't even matter against Colossus. As for Tails' arm cannon, you could treat that pretty similarly to how you would with 2011X. If it's charging, and you know you can get to Tails before he can fire, grab him. It could be a free down if you land it. If not, a normal M1 will suffice. If you're close to him, but you know you can't reach him before he shoots, get as close as you can, then right before the cannon's charged, block. If a Tails knows he can fire before you get to him, he'll shoot out of fear, giving you free damage via the block. Another thing, if you know you can't reach him by just sprinting, but he's in the open, you can charge. You'll likely be able to pummel him into the wall before he can fire. The last thing you can do against Tails' arm cannon is if he's away a distance. If he's across the map, and you know he's about to fire, be patient. It's hard for him to land arm cannon in the first second of firing it from afar. The moment you hear the shot ring out, just block. Your mutated arm will give him a Rocky thank you card. For Tails' glide, that's even less complicated. Tails will likely try flying to a spot that'll take a bit for you to reach. That's not going to stop you though. Climb up it and keep hunting him down. If he just stays airborne till his glide ends, it's a death sentence for him anyway. You'll be able to smack him, grab him, or charge him when he hits the ground. Now let's move on to the pesky red one. Let's talk about countering Knuckles' counter first. Funny string of words, huh? You can deal with it much like 2011X does, but with a few other options. Like 2011X, you could just purposely miss your M1s until he counters, or chase him until he gets scared and uses it. If you get countered, don't fret. You can quickly catch right back up with charge. If you successfully bait him, you have a couple of options at your disposal. Since grab goes through his block, you can grab him, wait for the counter time to dissipate, and then start beating him down. Or, you can wait for the counter time to end, hit him with an M1, and follow up with a charge. If all goes well, you can down him pretty easily. How you can handle Knuckles' punch depends on your reaction time. A good way to tell if yours is good enough is if you could go invis as 2011X between the time Knuckles activates the punch and actually throws it. If you can, it'll be a piece of cake for you. If not, you're not just shit out of luck yet. To put this short, if you're on Knux in a chase, he's probably going to throw a punch the moment he activates the ability. Just that moment you hear him activate it, block. You'll block his punch and get that free sweet damage. If he's charging a punch from afar instead, you got two choices to counter him. One, try baiting him into punching early and missing. Or two, call his bluff and grab him while he's charging. Remember, you don't need to worry about Knuckles' counter. For the ground pound, you can just handle it like before. If you hear Knuckles grunt while airborne, just block. You'll be fine. Colossus can handle Knuckles' wall cling and glide in a similar way to 2011X. You can try hitting him while he's airborne or waiting for him to hit the ground and going for him. Another option available is to try climbing up the wall to him, but the odds are that Knuckles would just jump off before you reach him. Next in line is Mr. Master Plan. Eggman is another non-issue for Colossus. His double jump makes little difference against him. Like Tails' glide, he could use it to get to his spot that you can't reach by just jumping normally. So what? Climb up to him and keep the pressure going. He can also bait you into jumping off a cliff with it, but you could climb up that too. No amount of parkour is getting in your way. Eggman's first ability is Energy Shield. The strats used with 2011X apply here as well. It's always a better investment to hit the shield if you know you're going for Eggman. After all, it makes the CD longer and the stun time is too minuscule to make a difference. If you're not after him, then don't hit it. It's that simple. You can also grab him through the shield. Like Knuckles' counter though, you'll need to wait for the iframes to dissipate before you could pummel him. Jetpack Boost is his stronger ability against Colossus, but it's still not that strong. If he speeds away, use Indicator and Charge simultaneously to catch up. It's that easy. Eggman's son is next on the list. Metal Sonic is probably going to be one of the easier ones to take out compared to everyone else. Like Tails' Animal Sense, Metal Sonic's proximity beeper doesn't help just because of the terror theme. Grabbing Metal Sonic is probably a death sentence to him too, regardless of health. Metal Sonic's destructive charge is semi-easy to counter. If you know he's going for you, block. If it's not available, then just juke him out till it runs out and follow up with a charge. If a Metal Sonic is smart though, he'll try to bait your block and run away instead. It's going to be more effective than him actually stunning you. To beat this, what you could do is jump when he tries to bait you. From there, you might think you're not going to block the next time around, and he will turn around and actually try to get you. That's when you block and beam his ass. If he uses his charge to run away, just charge right after him. Next up is Metal Self-Repair. You can seriously punish it with grab. Depending on his health, you might be able to kill him with that alone. If he's healing near Tails with his arm cannon, use the prior strats I provided against Tails earlier and focus on taking him out. If he's healing with Eggman, grab Eggman instead. Most Eggman players use their shield to keep healing Metal. Your grab will defeat the purpose of that and allow you to take out Eggy with ease. With him out of the way, Metal is an easy target for the rest of the game. Next in line is Little Miss Infatuation. How annoying Amy is depends on her cards, just like usual. There's nothing really to say about them since her stunning abilities are counterable all the same. For Amy's hammer attack, just block. If she uses it while airborne or on the ground, you probably have enough time to react to it with a block, as long as your reaction time is good in general. However, Amy can bait your block just as easy. If you block when she uses her hammer, but she doesn't attack you, it's still just as if she stunned you by the time you can move again. Another thing, block lasts too long for Amy to wait yours out and try to hit you. If she stuns you or baits your block, catch back up with charge. You're still in the fight. Hammer throw is a little hard to predict though. If you're actively on her tail and she wants to throw the hammer, she's probably going to commit to it immediately. If that's right, you'll get free damage from blocking it. Like other stunners though, she can bait this out, and unlike her other hammer attack, like I just stated, it can be much more punishing. If she baits your block, she can just wait for it to end and throw her hammer after. That's going to equate to at least 5 seconds of stun time in the end, or more depending on her cards. If she's throwing it from afar, you'll probably have enough time to hear her throw it and just block. If she misses you at any point and the hammer's close to you, you have a few seconds to pull off a really mean strategy. Jump over the hammer and block while midair. Once you land, you'll touch the hammer and thus have been considered stunned by it, and you'll get that free sweet damage in. If you see the hammer coming at you, you could also just try to get in the way of it and block for free damage. Now we can move on to the medic. Cream is an interesting case since block is useless against her. Cream's glide, like Tails' glide or Eggman's double jump, is not a problem. If she glides onto a higher area, climb up to it. There's not much else to say about it. Cream's dash is almost completely irrelevant to you too. If she misses, great! Now grab and kill her. If she lands it and runs away, keep the pace with charge. Cream's healing. I mean, what do I really say about it? If she's healing someone else, be wary of their abilities and try to grab them instead. She can't save them if you do. Colossus' first challenge of a survivor is up next. Going to be a bigger threat to you than anyone else so far, since he has 2 mobility moves and you only got 1. His dodge meter can be taken care of with an M1. Don't grab him while he has dodge, because it just won't work. Charging into him with 25 dodge or lower will go through it like 2011X's charge, but I don't particularly recommend it since it'll be more useful against his first ability. Sonic's drop dash can be dealt with in the same way that Metal Sonic's destructive charge can. I'm not going to say much else about it. If he hits you twice and runs away, catching up with charge is great since he won't have enough dodge meter to take the hit either. Peel out is a harder case. If he does it and you know you can catch up to him before he gets it off, use your M1 to deplete his dodge, then grab him to down him. If he successfully peels out away, charge will not cut it this time. It's a better idea to wait it out, then use your indicator to see where he is. You can charge to catch up to him too, but that's not recommendable if he has his drop dash. If you waste it catching up after the peel out, how are you going to be able to catch up to his drop dash? You can't. It's smarter to save it for the drop dash always. Now I can finally get into the new survivors. I feel like Blaze might be an easier case. Round kick has a slight delay before she actually attacks, and that delay is just enough time to react with a block. The same can be said for the air variant of the move. If she uses the air variant to run away instead, you can charge to catch up or climb up whatever terrain she rose up. You're not letting her get away. Blaze's Soul Flame is a different story though. The spear can be dodged by just jumping over it if you hear the windup. Even if it hits you, it's not going to set you back by much. But if she uses the flamethrower variant, you're better just fucking off. Avoid the fire regardless. If she ignites you, your only saving grace is going to be charge. As the last of the survivors has been reached, now we can move to Colossus' rival in the lore. I think Silver is probably going to be the hardest survivor for Colossus to deal with. Since suspension doesn't have a windup, it's going to be hard to avoid. You just gotta kinda hope he misses. If he suspends you and someone else tries coming to stun you, you can block though. Hopefully you'll thwart him. If not, you're shit out of luck. Silver's rocks themselves can only be countered by climbing or juking. They're big, so they're hard to avoid. If he's in the animation for picking him up, and you're close enough to get to him before he can throw him, grab him. Silver's time thing, yes, that's the actual name of the ability, has roughly the same effectiveness against all killers. If you hear him starting it up, just divert all efforts into hitting him before he could get it off. If you don't, you've just wasted your own time. Silver can also use this on a cliff. If he activates the ability and jumps off a high ledge, you have two evils to choose from. You can, 1, wait where he was until he realizes and cancels it, or jump down with him and wait for him to TP back up, only to climb up after him. Neither choices are good, and you will waste your time. The final thing that Colossus has to contend with is Silver's flight. And I'm not going to repeat myself anymore. You can deal with it the same way as all the other survivors with agility-based abilities have been. All you gotta do is climb. That is the longest script I've had to make for a video so far, and it feels worth it. I rewatched Selby's gameplay and a few teasers repeatedly to figure out how each ability of Colossus can work against each survivor's. I think I did a good job, but I'm sure you guys can think of some more. Comment what they are if some come to mind. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you fellers another day. Take care.